There we go.
Let's head back to 1985. This is the Kramer Pacer Lasido. Hey guys, hey gals, 40 Grit here, 40 Grit Guitars. Today I have a client's Kramer Beretta or Kramer Pacer here. This is a Lasido build. The way I can tell it's a Lasido build, confirmed by Robbie Stingle, by the way. It's an R2 nut and it does not have the scarf joint on the back. I think that may be a hybrid though, because this looks like a sports body. We'll take it out on the bench and take a look at it. But interestingly enough, the individual that owns this guitar, we grew up together and we grew up watching Cinderella. This is when we really fell in love with this guitar, was the Somebody Save Me video. And Jeff LaBar had this guitar and it has the hockey stick headstock and he had a chrome bridge on it. So later on in life, I picked up one and I swapped the bridge out to chrome, but it was a sports. It wasn't a Lasido. When he brought this guitar over, I started looking at it a little bit better, and I realized that it wasn't a sports; it was a Lasido. My sports was a R5 nut on my Pacer. This is an R2 nut on this Pacer. So we're gonna go out and clean this one up today. It's been hanging on the wall for a while, and he wants to get back to playing it. We're gonna go out, put it on the bench, clean it up, and we'll put it on the amplifier too. But pretty cool today. We're gonna go through the 1985 Kramer Pacer Lasido. All right, looks like this one's been out of play for a while. Very dirty. Neck is dried out. I'm going to go ahead and get that hydrated. It's a great specimen, though. There's not a lot of damage on this one. I'm assuming that this is probably a Lasido era. This is a 1 5/8 nut on this, and then there's no scarf joint on the back. So probably a Lasido is what I'm thinking, but it does have the lots of room in there like the sports body. So, and it is maple for sure. Body is very heavy. And so let's go ahead and let's pull these strings off. Let's start getting this thing cleaned up, and then we'll get it back to player's ability condition. Okay, I got the strings pulled off. I went ahead and pulled these pickups out because I wanted to see what they were doing. That's a Lydia Daniel Jazz for the neck, and then the MJ for the neck or for the bridge. So that's a JB, JBJ wound by a MJ, and then Lydia Daniel JNL for the neck pickup. That's a Jazz and a JB in this. I went to pull the strings off, and the B saddle seized. So I'm going to go ahead and soak that one for a while, see if I can get that saddle. I really don't want to replace that saddle unless I have to. So I'm just going to let that soak for a little while, see if I can get that out. But like I said, this is why we wipe our guitars down and clean everything up prior to getting done with it, because stuff gets stuck in there, and then we seize that saddle, and just not good. So anyways, on to the next. I'll probably clean up these frets, and then I'm going to hydrate this neck. So this is 2 coats now, and it's still soaking in. So I'm just going to keep on soaking that in. I do have some movement on that saddle. I'm soaking it right now. So I got the block to move. So hopefully I can save that saddle. I really want to keep this as stock as I possibly can, because this is one of the ones that obviously survived. Like I said, all the wiring looks original. Everything looks good in there. And then we got the Lasido block. I'm going to go ahead and spray these pots out, and we'll move on to the next. Okay, all cleaned up. 3 coats of lemon oil on the neck. You can see the difference in the neck on this, how much darker it is, more vibrant. It's hydrated. I did put the pickups back in. I got that B saddle fixed. You have to keep an eye on those lock blocks, especially on these older Kramers. They get worn out. They get stuck. If they're not functioning freely inside that saddle, you need to clean that out and replace that block. The block was worn out on the other side, just so that's a brand new lock block in there. And then we're going to get this intonated, tuned up to pitch, and then we're going to get some weight, see where it's at, and then we'll go put her on the amplifier. A great specimen of a Lasido 1985 Kramer Pacer. Okay, so just like I always say, start from. Oh shoot! I got to put the truss rod cover back on. I did have to adjust the neck on this. It was a little straight, so I put some relief in the neck. So I'll pop that back on. Okay, starting from the neck, nut looks good. I soaked those locking bolts for a while. I soaked the neck, like I said, 3 applications, adjusted the pickups. Everything's good. I set the intonation on the bridge, and then let's check the pickups here real quick. Let's see here, where are we at? The bridge, I'm in the bridge position, 16.13, and the neck is reading 7.2, and the middle's at 5. So that's the Jazz, that's the JB, 16.13, old school JB. That's about right. Let's get some weight on it, and then we'll go in and throw it on the amplifier. All right, the Kramer Lasido Pacer is weighing in at 9.8 pounds. 9.8, that's Shirley Maple. Heavy guitar, alignment looks great, and she's ready to go. Well, oddly enough, I went to go do the demo on this guitar, and I start messing with it. The volume, the bad ground. I went out and checked the ground. There was a grounding issue from the jack. I fixed that. I came back in, and the pot, the first of the volume pot's jacked. So I ended up swapping it out for the Bourne. So, anyways, I got it plugged in. I got it on clean right now, and neck. Neck feels very slim. 1 5/8 again. I'm way more accustomed to the 1 11/16 and the R5 if I had to. The Kramer Beretta reissue, that thing just plays fantastic. And I've got the R5 on the sports Beretta in the closet. But 1 5/8 feel kind of cramped up here. But let's switch it over to Dirty and see what's doing over there. Okay, let's check out the Dirty. We'll run through it here real quick. I'll start on neck. Sounds great. Bourne's low friction pot too. Feels fantastic. Good there. I got some screaming coming out the. I'm sure it's probably just the pickup. It's old and squealing, but it's okay. It's a 1985 Seymour Duncan JB. Let's wrap it up. Well, hopefully you picked up something today. Maybe it was as small as whatever. Hopefully you picked up something. But check out my pickup mounting system video I shot last night. Like I said, oddly enough, I have people asking me about those things, and it's good for FU tone. Hopefully they can sell some more of those things because they're great. One thing else I wanted to say: in September of 2002, I went to a place in San Diego called Fourth and B, and I saw Cinderella. and I got the entire band to sign the Night Songs album. I got a pick from each individual. I got a Eric, uh, what's his name? Eric Brittingham pick. Two Jeff Lepar picks in there. Fred Corey gave me a drumstick, and then I got the Tom Kiefer pick in there as well. So hey man, rest in peace, Jeff Lepar. Jeff Lepar was a cool cat, and he was really cool to me. I got backstage for that show because a guy that I worked with in the military, his wife was previously dating Jeff Lepar in high school. So they got me backstage, and I got to take a look at Jeff Lebar's Kramers and stuff, and it was a really cool experience. So, anyways, rest in peace, Jeff Lebar, and maybe I'll go live tonight. I'll see you guys on the next one.